Sanhok.
And there we actually get to see Waterfront. And actually, one of the things I want to go ahead and point out, as you mentioned, they do start getting a little bit more comfortable with they know everywhere to go, right? And we even saw some players just pretty much being a little bit munchkins, scrolling around under the bridge and just shooting people. So
that was from GT Doyu. I remember that. He was crashing on the bridge. Really impressive stuff here. Pubg, though, one of the popular drop spots in the middle of the map, along with School. Both of these centrally located, and they're very easy to access here. School has Rosehook and apartments right next to them, so very easy to go loot up in these locations. And we saw Rosehook have a lot of drop spots.
Yeah, it's pretty much a valid hot drop, I would say, and another hot drop that if you can actually go ahead and control this area, military base, you are more than likely gonna go ahead and just come out with so much loot that you're not gonna have to worry throughout the game.
Military base, a very strong place to go, but at the same time, a lot of choke points there on the southern island. You got each bridge could be a little bit dangerous trying to travel north to get into the safe zone.
All right, gentlemen. Well, it is time to get the tournament ready for day number 2. It's going to be game 5 here as all of these teams look to rack up points. We're going to Erangel. It's going to be first-person mode. PB7, take it away.
Excited to do so. This is going to be lit. That's what I'm talking about. We've got game 5 in store for you today. How's it going to be? Who's going to win? Who's going to place at the top of the ranks? That's all coming to you here shortly. But what I know is this is going to be in first-person perspective, which is an all-new look. And one of the things that we're going to be looking at right now is this plane flying into the arena, dropping us something special.
Yeah, it is going to go ahead and be dropping us a Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I've been actually using it to take pictures with the audience. And the pictures are freaking solid, man. They are
fire.
So fire. Oh, let's look at this plane path. Oh my goodness, PB, look at this plane path.
We talked a lot about the drop spots.
Better?
We talked a lot about the drop spots. And it was, BRK yesterday all day long going to Watertown. We'll see if that continues here. Today, BRK really kind of an interesting drop strategy, having one guy go to the garage and try to prevent some cars. But look at the plane path going right through the middle of the base, over military base, right by Noye, and then over Pachinki directly. So we could see some hot drops here. And then also you're going to see Gangstars probably hold on to head to their favorite North Georgia pool spot
And
here.
something that I'm looking for here is that more than likely Wildcard is going to try to go ahead and go like South George, which is something they're comfortable with. Are they going to be able to go ahead and bring that momentum from pretty much the exhibition match they wanted? Can they go ahead and just loot up as much as they can? And also, are they going to go ahead and try to go for those kills? Are they going to go for the placement? Or are they just going to say, you know what, let's go for both? And look at this, no surprise whatsoever. BRK landing in Venice, Watertown, or Atlantis, whatever you want to go ahead and call it. They make this their home. They are not going to go ahead and they just want to stay here.
It's flooded. If they just put a name on the map, we'd know what to call it. But we've got C9 here dropping out in the middle of nowhere, seemingly looking for vehicles here, or they're planning on looting up the shack for all of their wares. Carnage with the bunny suit here. Interesting choice. We got Illuminate running around in the desert as well. So here we go. We've got some fun stuff running around, and we're looking solid here for game number 1. Looks like Evos and Wildcard here doing their thing in the apartment compounds.
They are pretty much just trying to loot up as much as they can. I see there, Seaguy just with one of those shotguns. You definitely don't want to go ahead and be close to that man, because if not, he is going to go ahead and be destroying a lot of stuff. And Evos, the only thing that he can find is a pistol for the moment. He does have to watch out because Wildcard is very close by. Wildcard with Evos. It's going to be an interesting fight here if they do decide to engage this early on.
Indeed, you notice Cloud9 buried up their Yasnaya drop from yesterday, but teams like LH Doyu, they did indeed go to the same spot they went all day long yesterday, and that was Nova Noye. And now we see Sam here in the buggy driving around trying to get that split drop going on. They're going to hit up the shelter, it looks like.
Yeah, and something that more than likely want to go ahead and watch out is encountering, I forgot which player it was, but the player that pretty much squad wipe out on that exhibition match. You just don't want to go ahead and be there. But interesting here by them as they decide to just go ahead and go underground and loot up. I actually haven't seen that one in a while.
That was Evo's Captain Ernie a little bit earlier doing some magical things on Sanhok. He'll try to repeat that here today on Erangel. And Bull Shark, again, one of the standouts from Evo's. They're going to be in South George doing some serious looting right now.
It is the DP28, something we saw yesterday a lot, and also Seagut having that comfortable AKM. I seen some clips of him. He was able to, I believe he was able to destroy Athena, one of the players then from South Korea. Great player, but Seagut coming out on top there. And as we can see, great rotations here as pretty much they decide to go ahead and start moving away from Evos, and they don't want to engage that early.
Indeed, we got GT Doyu doing some looting themselves again in North Georgia Pole here. Interesting position. We don't see Gangstars on the map currently, so maybe they went somewhere else. Some teams trying to, drop some surprises and mix it up a little bit. Some of the common drop spots have been varied up a little bit, but we also have some teams dropping where they are comfortable.
Something I do want to go ahead and point out is that LHW and CPT, LHW pretty much is in Noble, and CPT is the military, and nobody is challenging them, meaning that more than likely, people are just gonna go ahead and be able to loot up as long as they can, stay there as long as they want, and pretty much just wait for the right moment and then start pushing the action whenever they want.
That's right. We got total rank overall. RRQ Athena sitting in the top spot by 140 points right now. We got LHW in second place on the back of 54 kills. Crazy performance from them so far. And CPT with their own bundle of kills sitting in third spot. And again, the Asian teams dominate the top 6, and then we start seeing some others trickle in down in the top 7 through 10.
Asian teams definitely showing them how it's done, and look at the Gangstars as we know them there. Pretty much, what gun is that? By the way, I love that backpack and I love that helmet. We've been seeing it a lot. I'm definitely, once I get back home, more than likely, I'm going to go ahead and get into PUBG Mobile and try to get me one of those. As we see KWCD here starting to get some shots on that team wildcard, just saying, you know what, once again, too early to go ahead and engage. Let's just go ahead and move around. Let's go ahead and start rotating to the safe zone.
Well, wildcard already knows where everybody is, and in their area, rather. They decide to rotate around, and they're going to pick up some buildings here in their rotation south.
The UMP. We actually saw some work there early from Sanhok, and my goodness.
That thing was a laser beam from a long way away, but that's what you can expect from a submachine gun. Those guns are typically known for having very little recoil, but the disadvantage that you have with those guns is they're 9mm rounds, and they do far less damage over range, so he's got to land a lot more shots. Even though there's very little recoil, you'll land a lot more shots to get those knocks.
Yeah, but if you are able to go ahead and get somebody in a compound and they don't really have the equipment, you're going to be able to just go ahead and destroy them. Sometimes you might even be able to shoot people with the M4 up close and personal.
Check it out. CPT down on the bottom of the side of the map here. We've got one player already scouting the bridge, leaving his squad behind. Very, very smart there to make sure that the coast is clear for their eventual rotation. Good stuff from CPT down south as they clear out the military base of loot.
Yeah, that's something we have seen a lot there from the Asian teams. The knowledge and awareness that they have, they want to go ahead and make sure that they're one step ahead of everybody, right? They're always moving at least just one player forward, letting them know, being a scout pretty much is what it is. One player just going up ahead by himself, figuring out, hey, where's all the teams at? Where are you getting shot from? We'll come back and back you up once they think you are alone.
Indeed, it's like they seem to know to rotate early, to scout it out, to basically make sure the coast is clear so your team doesn't run into that eventual problem. We talked about the potential bridge camps here. You can see the crate coming down here for Team Terra, and it's going to have a sweet little AWM in it. So they're going to go up and grab that here at the South George crates, and we are looking strong right now for the Indian team.
That's definitely one of those. Oh, that's going to be interesting. He needs some help from his teammate. Bad luck there for the Indian team. Oh, baby.
You're going to need some grenades, boys. Let's go get some frags and try to throw it at that crate. Maybe we can knock it off the top there, but that's an unfortunate drop spot for that call-in.
That is a hell of a tease there by him saying, hey, you want this AWM? You can't get it yet. Go find a grenade and blow me out of this top.
Oh, that is unfortunate. So they're going to go hunt for some frags there because those are game-changing guns that are in that crate. That is good stuff here, but that's kind of how the tournament has gone for them thus far. Let's hope that they can get that loot. We will see. But again, the more time that they fiddle around trying to get into that crate, the more time it's going to cost them looting and in rotation. So this actually could be a huge detriment to the Indian squad, Team Terror.
Yeah, and it pretty much comes down to how bad do you really want to go ahead and get that crate, right? Is it worth the risk? Because the team is going to go ahead and start seeing that smoke north of George Bowl, and they might start going to rotating. And look at this, as we're saying that, Evos is now starting to get pushed there by, actually, the Team Terra is starting to get pushed there by Evo, so it might not have been so great to go ahead and try to get that, as it's now being pretty much a hit
Bull Shark with a DP from range, taking him down, and there it is, the mini firing in from Torpedo, holding down JZ inside of the warehouses there, but Evo's not shying away from the fight at all. They know people are here. They see that crate saying, hi, Hi, come loot me. And yeah, they're thinking that they might do just that. They are carrying a lot of frag grenades so far this tournament. Maybe they've got what it takes to get that thing off the top of that.
Pretty much saying, namaste and bye, because you're not going to be able to get
Look
it.
Look at the push here, though. They are not scared at all, dropping smokes to get out, and they are on the offensive. Here they come. And this is something that Team Terror has been used to so far this tournament, is being on the defensive. So,
and I actually want to go ahead and see how Team Terror handles this, because we saw them being super passive. And Evos, as we know them, they're very aggressive. And I mean, super aggressive team. So I want to go ahead and see how they handle this. Evos just starting to throw from every single angle.
Great
Team
grenade.
Terror, Sakria there gets a little bit hit by that grenade. He's more than likely going to go ahead and try to heal up. He jumps out, the Madman being a little bit aggressive, but sadly for him, he didn't have enough health. He almost took out Evos early, and that's something I love to see there from the Team India.
That was a good attempt by him, but unfortunately he left the ground, was in midair, and you can't really fire accurately when in midair, so he was able to get knocked, and it looks like Amit is going to take off.
Look how this has played, PB. They actually pretty much switched spots. Team India, even though they lost some players, they are going to go ahead and steal the card that Evos got there with. How have the tables turned, ladies and gentlemen?
He's got to stay alive, though. Amit does not want Terror to head out in last place for the game one here in FPP. We shift our attention to C9. We've got Rolex and Kodo driving around. These guys have been split dropping quite a bit, so that's been their strategy so far. Rather than take on the strong LHW team down in Nova, which is their popular drop spot, they are choosing to split drop and loot up 2v2. Yesterday, they were able to get a 2v4 squad wipe against Korea Winter Chicken Dinner, so it paid off for them.
They're wearing. It's something that I like seeing, even for players, no matter when it is, whether at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day, it's something that you want to go ahead and see, because they get momentum out of that. They want to go ahead and start pushing more action. It gives them a little bit more confidence.
One thing I'm seeing right now that's a little bit different on the map is Gangstar rotating extremely early, going very, very central in the circle. And that is something that's different from yesterday. They edged in for the most part yesterday. It did not pay off for them, altering their strategy already early today, getting that position. We'll see how that works for them moving forward. Taking our attention, though, to BRK now, looting up. And Fusi, this is the same compound they got caught at yesterday, by C9, and they were able to fight out of it pretty well.
It is, and the rotations are pretty much starting to be around the same right now. We got RRQ Carnage over here being smart. I see those tires get shot from that UAC, and now they're gonna Carnage is pretty much gonna go ahead and back up, try to get a different angle. If not, watch his back, because it is only Carnage and Rolex here, as we do have Kodo there, and Sam starting to push up with them, and just give him a little bit of backup.
They have grouped up now. C9 is a full force going up against RRQ here. Interesting spot for a fight early in the Pachinki Hills south of the city, and they are content to lob shots at each other. I wonder if even if they get a knock here, will they be able to advance and to capitalize on it, or are they just going to weaken each other's armor?
And it seems like they're just going to intentionally. I think from these teams, especially from the North American teams, they might be a little bit scared there. They don't want to go and get their party. And you do have to worry about that, right? Because we saw that happen a lot yesterday.
Are we seeing a 6x AK spray from 200 meters? I think that's what we're seeing.
We are. Yeah, that's, I mean, that's not going to happen, but best of luck to you. I mean, if you can get somebody from here, I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to tell them, hey, don't come anywhere near us, okay? We are madmen. That could be what's going on there by Carnage.
I mean, it's sending a message. It's putting out some pressure, and it looks like Isong here trying to save the Jeep a little bit. Carnage putting out pressure, some suppressing fire, but those shots ultimately not going to land. We've got a potential engagement here between Gangstar and GT Doyu. This is a really interesting position for both of them as well.
GT Doyu definitely coming a little bit there from the south on Gangstar. Gangstar more than likely hasn't even noticed them, and GT Doyu is trying to use that to their advantage. Gangstar definitely has to watch out. As you mentioned, they are starting to rotate a little bit early. Something you like seeing, but I want to go ahead and see if they continue to do that. But also, you got to be careful, because you don't want to go ahead and get flanked, as GT Doyu here might be doing.
Team Japan way up north still, in Zarki looting up right now out in the blue, and they're content to just try to outlast. Amit from Team Terror did make it out, so you can still see 20 teams on the board, even though 3 of their members have been killed off.
They're probably on that picnic area, just waiting patiently up in Zarki.
Listening to some music.
Something special there for PUBG Mobile. If you haven't downloaded, go ahead and do so. It is free. Go ahead and check it out. And GT actually says, you know what? I don't think we want to go ahead and push this yet. We're going to go ahead and wait a little bit. But this madman, GT, Quixie, does have level 3 everything. Level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, and level 3 backpack. So one of those gunfights that you might want to go ahead and say, do I want to go ahead and lose that this early, or do I want to go ahead and save it to the end of the match?
That's right, GT DheeruGaming content to rotate right now, try to grab some better position. They grab the hill, take the berm over here, and BRK well within range here. This is a bad spot for GT DheeruGaming. Not a good spot to stop for them at all. They do some changing of cars, grab another one, and they're out. They really put themselves at risk there. If BRK would have been quicker to snap to them, that could have been a really problematic spot there for the team from China.
And something that I'm starting to see a lot of engagements here between cars, pretty much vehicles and players, is that players are now, instead of trying to get the people inside the car, they are going for the tires, which is actually very smart, right? You could always have maybe like one player shoot the tires and the other 3 shooting the people inside, or vice versa, because if you take out those tires, they're not going to be going anywhere. They're pretty much going to be sitting ducks in the middle of wherever they currently are.
Yeah, you can find them out in the middle of a field in a real bad spot. You can see GT Ed here trying to move his car around. They're going to be running into RRQ here shortly, it looks like. We've got an engagement. Look at this, open field, G9 approaching. Wow, he's going to be right on top of him. There it is. Taking down the captain from...
Almost takes him out. I believe he was able to go ahead and lay down there. RRQ Senior gets taken out there by GT Akan. GT Akan now, RRQ starting to back up a little bit more, as they do have to worry. They do not want to go ahead and get their part here. The question is now GT DheeruGaming going to go ahead and push, as now RRQ is going to also have to worry about Evos maybe coming up behind them.
That's right. Chioshi goes down for GT DheeruGaming. We also have Senior down from RRQ. So trading knocks so far, lobbing grenades back and forth, smokes out to cover. Each team is going to try to patch themselves up and regroup here for another fight. We've also got squads all around. You've got BRK, you've got Evos. This is a really interesting position. We've also got Big Russian bot approaching here as well. So a lot of open field action right now. Not the greatest of positions, but these teams hoping to use the terrain. You can see that slight slope there in front of the RRQ squad that is protecting GT DheeruGaming.
And that's one of those teams. Big Russian bot is one of those teams that I'm looking forward to today.
Look at this
see what they're able to do. Ooh, all right. KWCD here trying to push the action. Oh my gosh. This is going to be just absolutely insane. KWCD being able to go ahead and get a kill there. The first kill of the game for them. But they have to watch out because one of their players is very low in health. And you do not want to lose any players at this stage of the game.
This is a lot of teams at this compound. At least 3 squads here. Possibly a 4th. But I believe it was Ernie got knocked out and finished. No, Ernie's still alive on the top. It was JC that got knocked. But yeah, unfortunate for Evos, they do lose a member here. He is the second team to lose a member besides Team Terra from India.
An interesting place here by them, as Evo just says, you know what, we're seeing this a lot now. Evo says, we're not going to go ahead and engage. We already lost 1 player. You know what, let's just back up a little bit more. Let's rethink this. Let's reposition. And then we'll go ahead and challenge you guys there towards the end of the game.
We're seeing a little bit of a difference in strategy from yesterday. As you guys noticed, the zone is kind of collapsing on these buildings right here. And this is a battle for position. That's why these teams are willing to duke it out, willing to take, the warehouse and the house there that are adjacent to each other, and just kind of content to hang out for a little bit, buy some time, see where the zone's going to go. If the zone goes elsewhere, they have an opportunity to disengage and retreat and actually go to zone to get in there. But this is kind of a challenge earlier situation where they're trying to get that dominant position earlier on like the Chinese teams did yesterday.
It is, and if you're in those warehouses, you kind of have to be careful, right? Because you only have 2 points of entry instead of the house. You can actually enter from maybe the windows or anything like that. So it can be easier to defend, but also if they start raining grenades like they are about to go ahead and start doing, you definitely have to be careful. You don't want to go ahead and get caught. They might go ahead and bounce one of those grenades from the door, and it might just get you unexpected.
Yeah, he connects. He drops June to half health there. June's going to patch himself up.
So one of the things we were mentioning there in GT DheeruGaming, now starting to see those steady shots, ladies and gentlemen. GT DheeruGaming telling them, hey, we see you. You might want to go ahead and stay there a little bit longer.
So Korean Winter Chicken Dinner knows that they had Evo's kind of lead, but they don't know how far they left. So they could have, people on all sides of them right now. They know GT looking at the doorway here. They have to stay hidden. Grenades pouring into this warehouse from the house right now. And C9, it looks like, is taking on Full Send, and they are squad wiping them currently. So 3 members, I believe, knocked from Full Send, and it's looking like they could be in some trouble over there.
Good stuff there by C9 as they were able to go ahead and clear them up. And look at this. GT DheeruGaming now starting to push up. Scott gets caught a little bit in the open. He decides to run away and get behind a tree. You don't want to die here. You don't want to get caught, especially in that area right there where he had no cover. More than likely, his teammates would have just smoked out that area if he went down. But KWCD being super comfortable here on this warehouse. That's something you don't usually see from different teams. And check out this new zone. Ooh, Pubg, baby.
That's really going to favor C9. They're already in position right now, holding those hills very, very early on. They do want to try to finish off exclusive from full send before they go, but at the same time, in really solid position there for the NA squad.
And something that I actually noticed there was Wildcard was already in vehicles and started to rotate to pretty much the safe area. Early rotations that we're starting to see.
Yes. Right now the city is open. Nobody is Pubg. We've got C9 on the hills. This could be really, really interesting. Zuxi here from BTR looking at the warehouse. Korea winter chicken dinner over there occupying it. This is tough.
BRK versus RRQ here. Somebody gets taken down there. Boozy from BRK and GameStars actually being able to go and explode from BRK and getting some kills for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, BRK is eliminated from this.
Can we get some rips in the chat for BRK? Those crates in the field look awfully lonely out there. That's an unfortunate way to go out. BRK catching a lot of bullets, both from RRQ and GameStars, as RRQ was ultimately the ones that made it to safety. Or did they? Heading up the hill right now. Gang Angry pouring in the shots. They are landing.
Angry pretty much making sure they get that vehicle
so
down.
Close.
One more shot and one of those players would have gotten knocked down. Even that car smoking a little bit longer. And GameStars might have been able to get that squad wipe from the explosion.
D2E and Isong both with very, very little HP. The car about to explode. These guys are going to stop just out of range and patch themselves up. Unbelievable stuff there from GameStars, both taking out BRK and then putting some serious pressure on our current leaders.
Yeah, and it looks like pretty much that RRQ is going to go ahead and start rotating a little bit towards the west there, towards that compound southwest of Pubg. And look at this, LHW getting in and starting to go in and actually they kill Ernie. Ernie is out of the game there for Evos, one of the great players that we saw yesterday, being able to go in and squad wipe people left and right by himself.
That was a little bit unfortunate, but LHW has rotated out of their drop spot of Novo.
Now, if you're wondering what that scarecrow's there, it's because somebody earlier died right there and more than likely died to an AKM.
That's Jay-Z's Scarecrow.
Oh my gosh. GTW just waiting patiently, actually getting somebody there from KWCD.
Oh, there they
have to watch out. They want to go ahead and maybe get away from that BTR. Just saying, you know what? I think it's time. Let's just go ahead and get out of here. We don't really want to go ahead and do this yet.
This is an interesting spot to be. Leapers trying to get across the field, still have GTW up on the hill, raining shots down, and BTR is contentious to get the heck out of there. We also have the CPT team that looted up a military base. They have entered the fray, firing some great shots there with the SKS at range, but unfortunately it doesn't pay off. Hero coming in, can't risk getting some great shots down and knocking the player from CPT.
Hero being able to actually finish that player from CPT, that is going to be huge as hand. She says, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and move out from that area. Maybe being on top of that hill is not best right now, especially because you can get third party from all over the place. And Big Russian bot just waiting patiently here, raining shots on different players left and right.
Bigatron Fanatic going up the hill, gets knocked out of it. Very nice job by Appa here, taking him down. He's going to try to go for the finish. He is crawling away at the moment. Looks like he's a little bit out of sight, but no, he does see him. Look at those shots. Beautiful accuracy here.
Steady shots there
Appa
by
getting the finish. That was huge. Good range on that. It's a very nice kill.
You want to go in and see that, and we saw that a lot yesterday, PB. People finishing kills. They didn't even want to go ahead and bait their teammates out there, saying, you know what, if I get you knocked down, I am going to go ahead and try to finish you off as soon as I can, because we notice a lot of teams getting a lot of kills. And look at this right here. Full Send now being pretty much pushed by KWCD. Is Full Send going to be able to hold this back? There you go, ladies and gentlemen. KWCD taking out their Full Send. He's going to go ahead and try to push a little bit more. He finds somebody in the corner.
Ollie Pocket goes down. Wow. Nice work there from Korea winner Chicken Dinner. Exclusive did a great effort there, getting a couple of knocks, but unfortunately it was not enough. June sneaks in, finishes off Ollie Pocket to finish the squad there. Very nice job from them.
2 players left there from KWCD as we see the reaction there by Full Send, one of the favorite voted teams into the tournament, actually.
That's right.
But bad luck there by them, and I believe they were in 20th place. More than likely, we're going to go ahead and start seeing a lot more action there in the upcoming games from them. And GTW keeping their eyesight on CPT. Are they going to go ahead and take the shots? I think they're just going to go ahead and wait patiently there. As they turn around, they see Walker coming up behind them.
On the ropes,
has to watch out.
Gets snuck up on Outsider, pushes him, knocks out 6 God. Return fire, though, from Ed. Gets Lucifer. Akan takes out Outsider. And, oh my gosh, look at this third-party action. CPT-17 taking out one of the GT Doyu guys. So GT Doyu has a couple of players getting knocked from behind as well, helping out Wildcard here in this situation.
I believe they traded there. 2 players down from Wildcard, 2 players down from GT Doyu. GT Doyu has to worry about CPT as well.
Nice shot from Hot Jukes.
Hot Jukes being able to go ahead and finish some people off there. They also have to watch it because a lot of people were laying down. As we see, Illuminate now starting to come up. This is going to be wild, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all this
they're in trouble.
There is just 1 player left. 1 car has already exploded. We see GT Doyu
2 guys up.
just
2 guys up for
patiently.
GT Doyu. We got one that just healed up. Looks like C9 and Hero going at it as well. Kinris, Hero. Oh my goodness, Carnage is down. 3 people down, all up to Rolex here. Can he deliver?
Rolex,
Hero behind the hill.
Hero pretty much playing the Hot Jukes there. He is able to go ahead and connect some shots with Rolex.
Rolex
backs
has nowhere
up.
to go.
Is he going to go ahead and try to pick up Carnage, or is he going to go ahead and get pushed by Hero? Rolex just waiting patiently.
He's got to reload there, get that M4 back in play.
Right there.
And look at this, LH Doyu smells blood. They hear the shots incoming. We've got fire on the ground. Rolex so far untouched, but look at this, Hero getting third party here. LH Doyu not in trouble. Oh no, this is chaos.
Chaos
LCD.
Indeed. And Rolex just pretty much playing it patiently here as he's throwing smokes. He doesn't want to get caught with this. Hero needs to watch out. They need to be careful because LHW is up on the hill. They realize that and they're saying, you know what, we got plenty of kills right there. Let's go ahead and back up. Let's
Smart
let
play.
LHW worry about C9 Rolex as he is the only one left for Cloud9.
I don't think they know he's there. Hero is going to take off, and LH Doyu has their attention completely focused right now on Hero, driving away from the scene. Rolex has smoked himself out. We'll see if he's able to use that to his advantage, but LH Doyu has come in and has said, this is our turf. You guys need to leave.
If Rolex was to push out there, he might have been able to get some kills as LHW is pretty much waiting patiently. We see Rolex just waiting inside the shack.
They do not have any idea.
He is surrounded by LHW players, but they have no clue that he's there. I wonder if he's going to try to go ahead and throw another smoke or
if
just
he throws
stay there.
another smoke, they'll know he's there because right now they have no clue. Oh. Look at this. They are all over, swarming the hill. But again, Rolex has not moved.
It could be super tricky. I think he might be trying to get full health there by our birthday boy, Rolex.
Hero was met with a nice, solid They got knocked as soon as they moved there.
And I also saw their C-God go down as well. We got Trolley, big Russian bot going up against Wildcard. Wildcard gets taken down there by a big Russian bot. Torty moving up. He almost is able to go and get somebody now. Look at this, Lucifer going back and forth. Lucifer pretty much just needs to turn around, get some shots in him, and he's gonna go in and try to do
just
he
that.
He knocks
Look
him
at this,
down,
Lucifer coming in the clutch. 2 kills there from him.
Lucifer!
And he's chasing him down.
No!
Oh, Gangstars with the third party from the building next door. Huge from Lucifer, gets the squad wipe, and Gangstar says, yo, what's up? We're already here. This is our territory, and they knock out Wildcard.
Some North America pretty much stabbing there as they just came up and cleaned him up. But to their advantage, Wildcard was able to go ahead and finish up those kills. So that is huge for them, even though they do finish in 15th place.
That was clutch indeed. They were able to move up in rank, and every point's going to count right now. And they did rack up some kills, so that did help them out quite a bit. But Gangstars, their fellow North American team did them no favors, and we've got LH Doyu Zen getting knocked here as well.
And LH Doyu now going up against BTR. Is he going to go ahead and try to pick up his teammate, or is he just going to go ahead and wait patiently? LH Doyu is trying to find an angle on this team, trying to figure out where everybody is coming from, as he doesn't know where they are. He might be able to see it if he goes a little bit over the edge and just sees that cloud of smoke, PB.
Wow, looking strong here position-wise from LH Doyu, but we also have grenades. Look at that, they have landed. Canes goes down from Bigatron here. That's Indonesia's team, and more grenades being thrown in. That's one thing that is different by far from some of the other metas that we've seen is how many frag grenades these teams have.
Indeed, as we see more players there from LH Doyu going down, and LH Doyu says, you know what, stop killing my teammates, let me go ahead and get you instead. And now they're just trying to pretty much backtrack towards the safe zone. And something I want to go ahead and point out, did Rolex get taken out, or was he able to escape?
I do not know. It looks like he may have gone down here. LH Doyu still on the hillside and trying to get to the zone. Unfortunately, they're going to have to leave behind some players. Zone, giving them some serious problems at this point.
As we see Illuminate getting some kills there on the Japanese team. GT getting Galaxy as well. People dying to the place on left and right, ladies and gentlemen. Keep in mind there is 11 teams left. RRQ getting some shots here on Illuminate. 2 strong teams that we saw yesterday. And Evo is here pretty much using that smoke to their advantage, trying to get as low as possible Waffle as a Munchkin not getting shot. Pretty much those bullets were passing right by their head.
That was really, really good accuracy there from G9. He was right on target with most of those, tracking those individuals in the smoke. Unfortunately, couldn't land enough to get the finish there, but Charisma now going down. GG Salah going down. This is trouble.
This is RRQ against CPT. CPT hand says, you know what, let me go ahead and hop out of the car and look at those shots right there.
That.
Right through that tiny window, RRQ G9 just saying, no, don't peek. Don't even give me a chance to shoot you because I will. And you know what, if there's a team behind me, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and start shooting you at you as well.
I love how he spreads those bullets around. He keeps multiple people pinned, hitting, oh, look at that, in the window. Zen gets popped there. He's able to kneel and heal. Get that first aid off.
Against KWC, trying to figure out where that team is at. Can he go ahead and push through the window? He's going to go ahead and do just that. He finishes one off, and that is going to be it, except June is just waiting outside by the car. He doesn't realize that they're already inside the house, and they're going to go ahead and come out from the left-hand side. He has to be careful there. He does throw that smoke, and he starts, you know what, start backing up a little bit so he can maybe find an escape route.
He's in a good position to catch somebody off guard, but only one person. As soon as he fires, they'll know he's there, and he's trying to make his way out of there, trying to preserve that 8th or better rank. It looks like he's trying to keep himself alive. It looks like Gangstars now moving out of their compound, getting ready to face Evos here.
And Evos has to watch out because Gangstars is coming in hot. They had some great last 2 games. Just waiting patiently. CPT is back down the middle of that fight as well. And look at this. LHW is using those cars to their advantage. We have seen them do a lot of this. They always have a car with them. They don't mind getting it blown up as long as they can use that as cover.
Gangstars in trouble here. We got a knock on Ever Fury by G9 from RRQ. And again, the same familiar faces here in the final circle. All 3 Chinese teams, CPT, GT Doyu, LH Doyu, all still in it. Ace goes down here for LH Doyu, being knocked by RRQ. Athena, who is your current tournament leader, and they are vying for another chicken dinner here. This would be, I believe, their 3rd of the tournament.
Back to back. They want to go ahead and pull a Drake. Jeez, okay. CPT starting to push a little bit more, though, as we see Gang Angry starting to throw more smokes. He knew those were going to go ahead and fade, but he has to be careful as he does have RRQ very close to him. And look at this. They're just surrounded here. Gang Angry making sure he's able to go ahead and pick up his teammates. Sute and Ever Fury are down. Great players. If they're going to be able to pick them up, that is huge there for Gangstars.
Pyra getting knocked there by Isong. Good shots there from the M4. Gangstars in trouble. Zute also getting killed. Gangstars looks like they are going to be going out now. Ever Fury, Pyra all out at this point. Isong getting the finish. We are down to 5.
We are down to 5, and RRQ waiting patiently. They know they have LHW on their eyesight. And look at this. Now RRQ starts pushing. Angry, go ahead and hold them back. Angry with the AKM, spraying and praying. Luckily for RRQ, G9, he is laying down. He wasn't able to get spotted there, but Angry gets caught as he decides to go ahead and push. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Down to
Gangstar
4.
is out.
Here we go, RRQ, and then I believe the 3 Chinese teams still left in it. CPT, LH Doyu, RRQ
now getting some knocks there on LHW. They do have the numbers. LHW only has 1 player left, and CPT only has, I believe, might be 2 players or 1 player as well. Which one is the other team still alive? GT.
There it is, LH Doyu getting shot there, and I believe they are out as well. GT Doyu still in, CPT in. The Chinese teams again dominant the top 3 of 4 spots, and RRQ Athena. The standings aren't changing after this game much, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing more of the same here in game number 1 of FPP.
Very strong here showing by RRQ as they currently have 16 kills. If they can go ahead and get this other 2, it is going to go ahead and be 18 kills on the first game of day number 2. And look at this. They're waiting patiently. They're going to go ahead and just lay down on that little grass and just say, you know what, you make a move first, or let's just go ahead and wait until the circle makes this move.
Trying to jockey for position here. It's a battle between CPT and GT Akon, trying to figure out who can live longer, who was going to be seen first. RRQ can definitely be a little bit more offensive here.
RRQ spots CPT.
Nice
now
shots.
It's all up to GT Akon. Can GT Akon able to clutch this as he is going up against 3 players from RRQ? And here comes the shots. GT Akon shooting. He does get spotted,
He's
but
spotted
RRQ too strong, ladies and gentlemen. They get back-to-back wins as they are more than likely going to go ahead and still be at the top of the leaderboard. Huge game there by them.
Not only are they going to stay on top of the leaderboard, they won that game, getting their 3rd chicken dinner in a row. But check this out. They dropped a ton of kills in that game. We are talking massive, massive points here for RRQ Athena. GT Doyu finishing in 2nd place, and the comfortable Penguin team, again, a familiar 3rd place as they are in 3rd place overall in the tournament. Look to see them continue a strong top 3 team. Man, more of the same, although we did see better performances from the other regions in this game.
Big statement coming out from our Eastern teams indeed. RRQ, as you say, now 3-time chicken dinner winners across day number 1 and day number 2. And also, when you look at that, the transition from TPV to FVP, it's almost non-existent. They just breezed through it.
They really do. They came out and they focused on getting the job done, and they did just that, getting all kinds of kills. One thing you see from these teams is they aren't fighting each other a lot. I wonder if they're aware of their own placements on the map when they're close to each other. They're knocking out the competition, and they're making their whole region look really, really good.
That is very interesting there. I did see a W team just waiting patiently and just looking at CPT and saying, do I want to go ahead and shoot? I saw one of them get knocked down. I don't think I want to go ahead and shoot them because I do have wildcard behind me as well. So interesting plays there by them. And something I want to go ahead and point out by RRQ Athena is that every single game they have won, they have gotten more than 14 kills.
Yep.
If they get anything below 14 kills, they have not won. So it looks like aggressiveness is paying off for them.
Yeah, 16 kills, 14 kills, and almost 20 kills here in this final game at the moment. And as you guys mentioned, with those standings, I'm sure not much is gonna change up. Gangstar's getting themselves 5th, behind GT, behind CPT, behind LH, but overall, powerful stuff coming out from the Eastern teams. What did you make of our Western team's approach when it came to this game overall?
I like the adjustment in strategy. I felt like a couple of them came up against hard breaks this time. Wildcard getting a really clutch finish there, finishing off one of the squads in the house, and then immediately getting third-party there by Gangstar's, their North American counterpart, not doing them any favors. Gangstar's again cruising to the 5th place finish. We got some highlights here from day number 2, round 5.
That's right. One of the highlights is pretty much Team Terry just trying to get that airdrop, but they weren't able to, and they took so long that Evos just came around and finished them off. Evos taking full advantage of that, and KWC here being able to go ahead and take down some people from Evos as well.
Evos had a solid game once again, but unfortunately they did lose somebody early over at the compound just north of the bridge. Looks like Appa here with great long-range shots. The Pubg exclusive getting a couple knocks here, but June able to finish him off and get the wipe, and wildcard there. You see Pyra with that deadly UMP doing work.
And that's what we're talking about as Lucifer. Look at him, just the Scar L going in and out of places, getting those shots, but sadly, he got knocked down by Gangstars there. Good to see them getting kills, though. I really, really like that as we see that a second time in RRQ, just with the steady shots there through that tiny little window, blowing up cars left and right, and just pushing the action at all times. They weren't afraid. Yeah,
that's right. I was thinking the same thing when I shot that shot there from G9. One of the smoothest little 1, 2, 3 through the window, getting that headshot. Gangstars getting popped from across the field here from RRQ. And again, RRQ not letting up, taking out a comfortable Penguin team, and then again pushing the aggression here against the final showdown at GT Doyu in the final circle.
Look at my boy there from India. Namaste, my man. Thank you for coming to the show in Dubai. Wow. What a game one.
It's one of the toughest finishes as well, right? In those kind of field moments that you actually see. We did have a field moment yesterday northwest of Gatka, but this is a field with no hay bales. Nothing like that. It's all prone, all lying down in those wheat fields just a little bit and having a hard time.
That's right, as opposed to yesterday where you saw the hay bales and the straw that's out in the field. There were people actually crashing those with cars as if they were a big building or something. It's just a hay bale. But today, no such luck. It was out in the open. Yep. You saw CPT at the end trying to hide, eventually being discovered, and the same thing from GT Doyu Zakan. He, couldn't. You can't hide out there in that little straw.
You can, but I did notice that RRQ was able to take a little bit of advantage there of that, just pretty much waiting prone. Once Gangstar's decided to go ahead and push, then they started shooting, got up, and just pretty much wiped them out, and then they pretty much were able to use that momentum that pushed them towards the win.
It's really good awareness, too, to know where those players were not, because they had just gotten done wiping out Gangstar's that was on the one part of the circle, and then they knew that these guys had to be on the other side, so they they found him, they killed him, got
Absolutely.
the win.
We can take a look at some of the standings as well here. Not only our kills, but also standings as we continue things on here for the PUBG Mobile Star Challenge. And LHW, with the ranking in terms of kills, is able to take that top spot so far. But RRQ Athena overall has just absolutely racked them up over the last 3 games. In the first 2 games, it was only 2 kills and 1 kill, but then the last 3, they've absolutely turned it on.
And absolutely, you can see the Chinese teams, the Thai teams really doing strong work. I got a big shout out for Big Russian Bot getting 24 kills, and then also you see creeping into the top 10 now, all 3 North American teams, Gangstars, Cloud9, and Wildcard in double digits now in kills. Nowhere near the Asian teams, but that's promising for their progress moving into day 2.
Definitely starting to go ahead and use that first-person advantage to their advantage, and as we still see LHW just getting a bunch of kills. And something I want to go ahead and point out is that LHW is getting a bunch of kills, but they are not getting the wins.
Sure, yeah.
And that's something that we even saw yesterday. They were able to actually go ahead and get 2nd place. They got, I believe it was 8th place as well, getting a lot of kills, but not wins. Are they going to go ahead and start mixing it up? Do they not want to go for that many kills and just wait towards the end?
I feel for them a little bit. I feel like they have the gun skills. They've outshot pretty much everybody, but they have not been blessed with those final zones, always finding themselves on the move. You see G9 here and 17, one from RRQ, one from CPT, both of them a pretty stark contrast there in squad kills, 18-3 in favor of RRQ Athena, and that's going to snag them that first place chicken dinner every day of the week.
RRQ G9 definitely ready right there with his fist up saying, come at me. We can definitely back it up.
One thing's for sure, though, at the moment, these 4 teams that are standing at the top are running away with it completely. And now, I've got to ask you guys, do all these other teams have to be extremely concerned as we now take a look at the standings from this game, of course, 770 points from RRQ coming in at the top there, and that means now that they're going to be propelling themselves so far into the lead.
They already had a pretty sizable advantage, and again, 330 points on just the 2nd place team here. GT Doyu, LH Doyu, again, 2nd and 3rd, and then CPT, the other team from China, in 4th place there. So they are extending their lead, making it more difficult to be caught. But again, you see Gangstars making an appearance in the top 5 there. Solid performance from them, and Wildcard hitting number 10.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and see if maybe Cloud9 starts waking up a little bit there. We saw them kind of going off there early, being on the, pretty much not being so aggressive. And when they did, when they were aggressive, it didn't work out for them. So I want to go ahead and see how they readjust here for the upcoming 3 games.
Again, if we look at the points overall, though, which we'll get to look at in a moment, these 4 teams at the very top, even coming into today with 300 points ahead of 5th place, which is pretty crazy difference to say the least. So if they continue doing this today, they are a class of their own.
They really are, and big shout out here to GG Gamers that came with another top 10 finish. We've got ourselves the total score, and RRQ Athena has shot up. They are now a chicken dinner ahead of everybody, almost 500 points ahead of 2nd place, which is LH2U, and this is really, really, really something.
Again, that big divide between 4 and 5th right now. These 4 teams, just amazing.
Yeah, and it comes down to our team's going to go ahead and start challenging them. They pretty much know LH2U is always going to go noble. They don't go ahead and challenge them. CPT is pretty much always going to go ahead and go military, at least from what we've seen, right? Are we going to go ahead and start seeing teams like Big Russian Bot, Old Gangstars, or Bigatron going to go ahead and start pushing the action super early and trying to knock them out early? That way they don't get the points, that way they don't get the kills, nor the points in placement.
We saw LH2U get pressured earlier on Sanhok early on in a game, and the results were not in their favor. So we'll see if maybe teams switch things up. They know where they drop. Bigatron here making an appearance in the top 10 overall. They're sitting at number 9 overall, so big props to them as well. GG Gamers is a team that I'm looking at to do well. They had a couple of inconsistencies on day 1, finishing very low in the rankings, but other than that, they've had pretty solid top 10 placements overall.
Aside from 117th place from EVOS and Illuminate, those 2 teams as well have been extremely consistent, right? They have constantly been sat in that top 10, in that top 5, fighting it out to gain themselves that kind of 5th, 6th spot that I think they're going to hold for a while.
EVO's Burnout's been a really, really solid team, and they're one of the most feared teams in Asia. If you ask any other Asian team who is the team that you most don't want to fight, it's EVO's. And EVO's, again, coming in today, a really solid performance. Yesterday, we just had that one outlier where they got knocked out early. A little bit of, unfortunate things happen in PUBG, and that's why we play 12 games in order to find our winner, because you just never know what is going to happen in this game. Overall, a really great tournament from them.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it is an outlier because they did win the first game yesterday. And that was a huge thing. So I want to go ahead and see how they come out on game number 2 of day number 2. Can they go ahead and get that another win? Maybe bring up the momentum. That's something I mentioned a lot. Teams will pretty much feed off that momentum. It's something they want to go ahead and just get that little edge, give them more confidence, and just start pushing the action a lot more, getting those skills, getting the placement. They need to go ahead and start doing that if they want to go ahead and challenge RRQ.
One thing I want to point out as well, we've had a lot of focus on the Chinese teams here. They've done extremely well.
For good reason.
For good reason. But check this out. 4 of the 5 chicken dinners so far going to Thailand.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's head down to the stage as our interview is ready as RRQ continues to dominate. Welcome back, guys. Thank you, Calaris, for sending it on over. We are here with RRQ's G9. He might look pretty familiar. He's actually the twin of the captain, D2E, so fun to have him up on stage. We're going to be asking him a couple of questions here. First question being, so we had TPP on the first day. We're back here on day 2 for FPP. Which one do you prefer? And, do you feel comfortable in one or the other?
ชอบเล่นแบบ FPP มากกว่าครับเพราะว่าสามารถเข้าไปยิงหลังคนอื่นได้ง่ายกว่าครับ
I like FPP more because I can shoot more people from the back.
Okay, it's good to be sneaky. I like that strategy. So second question being, you guys are now almost a full chicken dinner ahead of every other team. You're very far ahead right now, halfway through the second day. Do you guys have confidence that you can win the entire global finals?
Yes, I have confidence.
Okay, well, there you go. That's nice to hear. Good that you do have confidence. Give it up for G9 and the rest of RRQ. So, guys, we are going to go to a quick commercial break, so I'll be right back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Pubg! Brothers, my brothers here.
Here we go. Where are my other people at? Well, I mean, it's so crazy because we all live in different parts of the world. So this is like the second opportunity, other than the North American Challenge, to actually be together in person. You know, we spend so many hours in game together. So being able to hang out together is just, oh, it's awesome.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
有这几天我们都是晚上一起研究那个新手机，还有战术，还有研究了其他战队的那些比赛视频。
يلا يلا كل واحد مكانه كل واحد مكانه.
And thankfully to PUBG Mobile, the campus championship that was held in India gave us the opportunity to come here, and we are really excited for the PMSC Global Finals, and we really hope we can win it.
이게 1회로 끝나는 게 아니라 2회, 3회 계속 이어질 수 있으면 좋겠고, 저희뿐만 아니라 많은 전 세계의 사람들이 이런 기회를 얻어서 좋은 경험을 해봤으면 좋겠어요.
사야수가 PUBG Mobile! PUBG Mobile!
Actually, we'll practice more and more because we know that we are competing with most competitive teams. So we'll practice, we'll improve our skills more and let's see.
Merak ediyorum özellikle yemeklerini. Hayatımda hiç deve eti yemedim, deve eti yemek istiyorum.
The terrifying nightmares. Team Hyro. Fighting.
The new Galaxy Note 9 has more power than you need. Like a remote control for a phone. Why would you... Oh, that's why. The new Galaxy Note 9. It's got more power than you need until you need it.
After we listened to our player community, Lightspeed Studios took some time and effort to make things as flawless as possible. How do you transfer the map from PC to mobile? That's easy. We simply copied and pasted. No, just kidding. Yeah, whenever we have a bigger city area, there's a greater pressure on performance, especially on mobile devices. Therefore, parameters, specifications for terrains, buildings, vegetations, and more have to be precise in order to run the game smoothly. We also simplified complicated building structures and city items to make it easier for players to loot. The brand new Dusk mode provides vastly different visual experience. We got 3 new weapons, each with its unique characteristics. Even some of our vehicles got a fresh new paint job. The desert map is 50% larger than the island map, so there is way more content. The area outside the city is a wide open mountainous region which lacks shelters such as trees or grass. There's way more middle and long distance combat which requires greater precision when shooting. So players better get to be good at estimating their relative positions from enemies to find the best hiding spot on the back of a slope. Actually, some of our less popular places, such as island, mine caves, ruins, have good loot. Trust me. This new map is awesome. So we're constantly working on stuff during the daytime, and then we stay up all night playing. Who needs sleep?
No! Oh, play pas du moment.